Draft phase. Game 3. Lost big on last one, and frankly this one I was going to call it at a certain point because there was a very clear point in that game when it was turning and Chovy and GenG were falling apart. So we're going to have repeats of game 1. Not how it went. Yuumi, Lucian bans, Silas bans on the side of GenG, so they're going to adjust their strategy entirely here. Entirely.
First pick will be here if they take away Caitlyn. Does DRX have the confidence to leave it up, I wonder, actually?
What? Oh, what?
First picking it and DRX having a response is one option. Option number 2 is they take away Caitlyn, and then you're looking at perhaps a jungle first pick, and a Kali first pick, a Sejuani first pick. They're going to take it away, so DRX do not want to deal with it. They don't have confidence in their response towards this champion. And now I think Sejuani, yeah, is going to be the best first pick there. DRX now the ones to respond. Akali could be a good option. Aphelios we haven't seen just yet in this series, I think could be another.
It's like GenG's comfort inside of this meta, considering this is not the summer meta anymore. It's been really a rough run around for them. This Worlds they've been able to like get through, but it has not been the level of cleanliness as was in the LCK. P06 going to pick out his Viego blind. Not exactly the worst thing just yet. That Sejuani can rotate between Peanut and Doran. I prefer it on Peanut. Now Def's going to pull out the Varus himself. He's trying to actually just show Ruler how to play this game. Oh boy. Oh, that's a gauntlet toss right there. Ruler goes for the Kalista. Yeah. Kalista toss into this. So this be Karma? Okay. See, that worked. That worked for at least subduing the Caitlyn. It's just by like later on in the game, like Chovy just wasn't having the best of plays. They couldn't get any poke out of Ruler's poke Varus. And so when it came to like full-on team fights, they couldn't even threaten Baron properly. Kiosik did have the clutch ultimate to save the dragon. Now Ruler getting okay, this is a double poke bot lane. I'm really predicting an Azir. Banning an Azir on the side of DRX is like a full expectation right now. Because that's going to be the most comfortable, full, hard, like, carry that Chovy can pull out, and Chovy's Azir is quite serviceable. Quite able to handle this. Renata. Counter dive. I'm still not as confident about this as I was earlier. See, now is where we're having to watch. Does DRX's underdogginess and thus freedom that provides outweigh GenG's, the sort of expectation that GenG should actually be winning not just this but all of Worlds? Because that's been on them since they basically just destroyed LCK in summer.
Burst damage. Now I can't imagine we see another lethality bars, but it would pair nicely. Instead, for now, the Camille going to be banned away, taking their time here. Azir, remember, kind of was the king of group stage in terms of mid lane priority, but has been falling off pretty steadily.
So they're just gonna let Chovy have Azir?
Surprised to see GenG take it, but definitely not quite the pick that we once thought it was.
Connecting Camille and the Gnar. That's leaving Ornn, that's leaving Gragas again. There's another neutralized top lane. Like maybe some kill potential around like level 7. Is Ahri really a problem? I don't think it was. What's their other ban? Gragas. So they're getting rid of one of the tanks. So the tank prediction is online. Fiora is up and available. Does GenG give Doran Fiora if the Ornn is picked for Kingen? And this is where it gets interesting.
comes out, it essentially forces DRX to either pick the Ornn
Excuse
or
me.
let it go through and not have a really reliable tank option in the top.
Maokai is the other tank that's like not here anymore. And if actually Maokai might have just opened up. I'm expecting the Fiora. There's the Azir. Now Fiora or Maokai for Doran. Those are the two. 'Cause, like, it's an immobile AD carry. Gangplank. I don't know if Doran plays Gangplank. Gangplank would be great into the Varus. And they're giving Zika like final full counter pick here. Akali's up and available. Trundle, so that's going to be Trundle in the jungle for Peanut. That'll be a good drain tanking against Kingen. No barrel. No. There you go. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for the Akali for Zika. Yep. Alrighty. Ooh boy. Boy.
All of their damage is coming from Chovy and Ruler. We talked about them being foundationally so reliable. They need to show it this game because the later this game goes on, Peanut and Doran are just engaged frontline bots. Lehend is a shield bot, whereas on DRX they have quite a lot of damage pretty well spread out through. Ornn scales really well in terms of setting up damage as well because of the percent coming through. Viego carry jungler, Akali, Varus, a lot of playmaking.
I do like the pillar for the Varus. I really like that pillar. The pillar's actually be able to lock down a lot of the immobile characters on the side of DRX. It's a very underrated pick utility, the pillar on the Trundle. Fill your top side. Gotta love it. Yeah, the duel between Viego and Trundle should be actually Trundle favored. The auto attack rotations and everything. Alright, so GenG with their first real challenge this year in the highest stakes that they have had so far of the year. DRX wins this. If they win this, I think Chovy and them break. I think the doubts eat them. And then they go to the finals. Which would be insane. It would be such an insane run. DRX has been just counted out this whole tournament, just odds. Never favoring them, never even looking at them.
The dark horse of the tournament. I don't think anyone, if you ask them a month ago, what do you think the semi-finals will look like? They'll say names like JDG and Top Esports, T1, Damwon, GenG, DRX would be very low on that list. But here they are. LCK 4th seed up against the LCK 1st seed. 1-1 in the game score. Let's get into game 3. It looks like GenG were trying to get some control over that bot brush there. Make sure they have the vision so the Ezreal Karma can get level 1 bot push. So they're not getting any kind of shenanigans in the middle brush from the Varus and the Renata.
Not too much explosive action going to happen. So we have a moment. Prime Gaming is giving away 150,000 RP to several lucky fans every single day of Worlds. So you can head over to primegamingworlds22.com to enter. Make sure to put in today's secret code to get bonus entries. It's that one at the bottom of your screen. 66D2.
Good one. Yeah.
Got it.
You can read that out.
Locked that in. Pronunciated. But now, we get to talk about what has the potential to be a very...
I will say I have not liked Ezreal in this tournament. Even when Def picked it in their series against EDG, I did not like it because the Aphelios just, once it gets later game, those Qs have to hit. You have to rely... It's not as reliable of damage. Especially in team fights.
See a little bit of poke in this bot lane. Feral can always flash forwards with the handshake level 2 if they can get it first. Bot lane's always about getting the push as much as possible, and if you're in range to hit champions, and of course hitting them will always be a good thing. Pushing them back, DRX
push advantage for Deft and Barrel.
Bot control on the brush.
This is...
will have to trade health for minions.
You gotta... This is where Zika actually getting the all-in on Chovy around level 6, level 7 will probably be the game breaker.
I feel like it's a bit disingenuous to tell the world it's a wet noodle fight after we almost saw. They're wet noodles, but they will kill each other.
They will, and if they had Ignite, that would always help. These are two champions that sometimes did run it with things like the spell book, but not this time around. So Pyosic's done his bot camps into top side, Peanut's done his top side camps into bot side, so DRX's bot lane will have to be a bit careful. We'll see if Pyosic backtracks here. He could do red raptors and then go to that bot crap still, but DRX are going to struggle here to get this bot push in, despite having so much pressure now. Deft and Beryl have to play very far back because of where their jungler is and the information they currently have.
Lahen's ruler not afraid to step forward, knowing that they have that information.
Oh, nice. Oh, very nice from Kingen. That's
Doran has the ignite actually.
pretty rough.
Doesn't have the spellbook, has the grasp, so he could be a very easy dive target here for DRX. I think Kingen is intentionally hard trading, and Pyosik can just pay a visit up here. I think they just need to crash the wave, and Doran is dead. We'll see if he can trade 1 for 1. Biscuit on Kingen, Biscuit on Doran. Is he going to ward the bush? Yes,
He will. That'll give him forewarning of this, but this wave is about to crash it. Yeah, this is lining up. He's trying to actually thin out this wave before it gets too much trouble. Oh, he's trying to actually keep the wave from actually touching. It's killing a lot of time here, but no one's going to be able to actually come up for it. He's going to interrupt him. But that's going to be the death. First blood on to King, and that's a great start for DRX.
This was their game plan. Look at the CS in bot though. Deft and Beryl are really suffering for this play under their tower, not being able to push despite having a good first couple waves. But a great dive there. First blood.
But important to highlight, said it, big discrepancy between top lane and bottom lane. In the bottom lane, Ruler and Lahen's are dominating. This is what we know this Karma Ezreal bot lane to do is as early as 2015 when we saw it. 2016 really rising in popularity. It's been in and out of the meta so many times. For now, really holding on to this advantage. Here comes Peanut through the lane.
No, he's just shadowing us.
Make sure that Ruler and Lahen's can push this one out.
I don't think he even needs to be here. Like, there's no way Viego's already here. Make sure there's gonna be like no counter fight or something like that.
So much poke, and your jungler doesn't have any lockdown either. So it's
Good
very
poke.
hard. Ezreal incredibly slippery, the shield movement speed, and after these creeps die, we'll see what the CS total is. Looks like Death's down roughly 11. And GenG will just keep this pressure up, and what this will transition into is bot side invades from Peanuts, dragon stacking, bot push into mid to help out Chovy when he's trying to crash waves into Zeka. A lot of things they can use here. They can even use it for a herald, but look top again.
Oh no, Doran. Knocked up, he's dead again. This is not what you want here, and that's gonna be Pyosik taking that kill. This is starting to look really bad. This is going into like DRX's favor again.
DRX putting all the resources up here. Ignite on Doran, no flash either. He is the man that DRX want to shut down to get their top jungle ahead, and Doran, of course, 3 years ago was on Griffin. Actually was crying in a game 2 after they lost to, I think it was SKT back then in 2019. Did struggle with a lot of nerves, puts a lot of blame on himself. He's grown into such a reliable player for GenG, but right now DRX have found the weakness. They found kills right now in these early stages, despite their bot lane falling behind.
And so crucial now for Doran to weather the storm, to understand his role shifting, no longer about going even, just about surviving after suffering under so much jungle attention. You can see Peanut pulling ahead in terms of the individual jungle matchup. Big CS lead is Deft and Beryl finally starting to fire.
Good trade onto Death.
Topside is going to be a struggle. Peanut now moving in. Maybe, just maybe, they can try to
I need to get something going here. Like, the bigger joke is if, like, the calling and such from GenG falls apart here and the choke, like, narrative around Peanut, like, happens to get revived because of this. Because he's all together, actually, like, resolved it. It's not a part of, like, any of his championship or any of his performances that he's had in LCK over the last, like, year or so.
As much as he wants. Pyosik's entering this bot side river. Crab is spawning. Zeka is getting... He's catching the wave, but he is getting his way down towards this bot side river to help out his jungler. Could be a 4v4, but Death's
Guess I can actually jump in on this.
Again, so many tools from DRX to kick this fight off, to isolate and lock down a single target.
But he's just walking in. Alright, it's gotten security. Now they turn. GenG need to turn. Zeka's actually gotten himself deep in here. He's gonna get swept out here. I'm sorry. He's gonna go through. He gets karma, but he's actually gonna survive. Oh, wow. He barely survives here. Gets the fruit. And now Chovy and Peanut, they need to find their way out of here. Flash on Chovy. I think they're trying to, like, inch out everything they can here. The poke from Ruler is nice. Chovy's got to get locked up here. He has flash the whole time. They just don't leave. Okay. Yeah, Zeka just going all in. That was some pretty big dick play right there.
incredible position for DRX to find themselves. Pioshik as well has to be highlighted. 100% kill participation. You can see GenG control the objective, but these fights are so hard. They have no hard CC to lock down, to burst down, to take out a single target, and it makes it easy for Zeka to run rampant.
Look at him go, gets pushed back here by Chovy, but sees the kill in his eyes.
Handles it. Oh, the flash was burned too. And that heal saved him right from the kill. Oh, they're just waiting for it. Gets rooted up here. Chovy should have flashed earlier. You should have flashed earlier. You just choked on just even getting out of that.
Should be alright. Deft fighting back though.
Stepping forward. There's no cleanse available. Ruler flashing to the side. Now they're fishing for a little bit more. Flash down. Barrel looking for the disengage. Handshake will connect onto 2. But again, both bot lanes playing on the edge here, fishing, looking for more, for kills, for angles to find the 2v2.
Pioshik can get a little bit of vision on this top side. Zeka is under tower, and they're forcing this. Herald, Kingen and Doran are very low on mana. I think they have enough for about one combo. Zeka's ult is up, but Lehens is first to this objective. Barrel is a little bit slow, so the DRX take the 4v3 while they wait for Barrel. Does Pioshik look for the steal? He has no flash, but he has the ult. Let's watch Zeka though. When does he go into the side? The Ornn has been...
Oh, he gets locked up. That is a great stun from Doran. Feeding twice. Kingen goes down here. Now Zeka, Barrel, and Pioshik, they're looking for... But that's going to be Peanut securing the Herald. All right, GenG looking like they've got themselves together here.
Zeka will follow up straight away with his ultimate, and then GenG will have to retreat, but they can hold their ground when that ultimate's down, and they can get the objective. GenG still finding plays despite being behind. With this bot push moving towards mid, Lehens is first to that play, and Ruler, of course, used his flash to try to get the kill onto Deft. These legendary AD carries trading summoners back and forth, and we'll take a look at his Herald again because it's just Kingen's ultimate. If this hits, then they can look for the Sejuani. You know, Zeka can start the dash forward.
This is getting too spicy. I need to check my food.
Really just the Ignite being the difference maker there when it comes to finishing that kill overall. Now the Herald going to be an important tool if used effectively, really can do so much to even up the gold, because when you look at the left-hand side of your screen, you see that across the board, outside of Barrel, DRX are ahead. Pioshik now fishing for an individual kill. Lehens getting out with the blast cone. Only making it out to safety, but Pioshik, despite falling behind in CS early, has just been so active across the map and is now starting to take camps away from Peanut and GenG.
Played over to DRX. Ruler's going to have to base. Deft's going to push in this wave. Dragon spawning in 1 minute 30 seconds, but Pioshik owns the bot side of the map. Peanut wants to take his red buff, but he knows the enemy junglers are around here. Deft's actually going to stick around. Doesn't have enough gold for the mythic, you have to imagine, just yet. Wants to pick up that shield bow before the dragon spawns, but will decide to back away as he knows Pioshik needs to go towards his Gromp. And the way DRX won last game was dragon stacking. It was getting that soul, the infernal one. We'll see if they try to stack that up again. TP on Kingen, no TP on Doran, so he can TP to mid tier 1 or bot tier 1 to help his team. There's a shield bow picked up for Deft.
And I think the struggle now for GenG is just going to be all about execution. Because you look at the side of DRX, and it's so easy for them to start fights. There are so many CC tools, there are so many reliable engage tools, and again, we've highlighted this a few times, but I think it deserves calling out again as a focal point. It's just Doran who is really that reliable engage. It is Chovy maybe with some sort of hero shuffle to make these plays happen. So GenG cannot afford to misstep or make any mistakes in this game, because coming back, if they get themselves in too big of a deficit, is so hard without reliable pick potential.
Herald placed, but Peanut got all the gold. None of it went to Ruler. So that's going to sting for GenG. You remember game 1 where they just invested everything into Ruler with the Herald. Yeah. Now they can't actually get as much resources as they might.
Okay.
Deft's still ahead. Mythic picked up 10
Nothing
seconds
crazy.
Dragon spawn,
DRX with the gold lead. Okay.
Side, but we've seen these teams in the semifinals take fights that we imagine they shouldn't. We'll keep our eye on Peanut though as he moves towards mid. He's going to take a recall. DRX pressuring down towards this bot side, expecting them to move towards the dragon just afterwards. Still with a 1,000 gold lead, and will even up the dragon score. No cross map available for Peanut and GenG as he picks up the Sunderer. Atlanta.
That could be a free Drake, yeah. Free Hex Tech Drake for DRX.
As you highlighted, 1,000 gold advantage to them now. Bit of trading on the top side.
Doran's dead. Jesus, Doran's tossing this. Doran is tossing this whole series right now.
big series in his first Worlds semi-finals. Deft and the rest of DRX can rely on this top laner to go even or ahead, and right now he's running away with it, 2-1 on this Ornn. Pressure point for DRX, pressure in the bot lane from Deft. Zeka TP'd back to mid, getting closer and closer to that mythic.
Deft Barrel taking control, taking over, engage now coming out, big damage to the handshake.
Oh boy.
Back, is it enough? Not quite to finish Lehens. We'll walk away fine, but again, Kingen. Game 1 was rough, game 1 was difficult, but really coming back here in game 3. Game 2 as well. I talked to Ashley Kang last night. She said,
They're gonna walk into that.
I was not thinking she was gonna say that.
They're not that greedy. They're that greedy. They're that greedy. Oh, PO6 here. Oh, this is not good. Lehens, you're... Oh boy.
Won't be able to find anything else here, however.
That's 2 flashes. The jungle support just lost their flashes on the side of GenG. Zeka.
It's getting red. Zeka's here. Lehens, your minutes. You're numbered. Womp, womp, indeed. And there's the jump. Flash, and that's it. Pioshik just takes them all by himself here. That's a full ult across the bow. And now, here comes the unleash. Zeka's under the tower here. Rule's going to be flashing around as much as he can, but Zeka's going to secure it. And now Chovy has arrived. He's trying to reconcile this, trying to get something else done. He will get one. But Chovy has got to do a Herculean effort here. We're going to need a full deadlift from the man if GenG are going to pull themselves. They are in such a mental hold and a mental breaking issue right now.
Striking back. So they got the flash out of the jungle support. Zeka comes down. Piosa gets the kill instantly so he can get the Karma Soul. And once again, Beryl slams it home. Brother fights brother like you talked about. Peanut hitting onto Ruder. The cleanse isn't enough to trade in the 1-for-1. But what is enough to trade back is Chovy. Arrives a little bit too late. Maybe could have been here sooner.
Beryl? This is exactly what they need. It's exactly what GenG need to get back into this.
Into an objective though. 15 seconds on the Herald actually. Peanut's gonna smite away that red in the face of Piosa. I think they'll be able to pick up that objective pretty handily. No cross map available for DRX. 5 seconds on the Barrel. I don't think he'll be here in time if DRX want to take the fight.
GenG set up around the objective. Ludens here for Chovy. Looking for that big burst damage. Looking to lock up and take down these squishy targets. Second Herald will fall for GenG.
Yep, free Herald.
Putting the gold into the back pocket of Peanut, definitely not ideal. The second one, maybe they can use it to break down more of these towers, but it is not.
King's gonna actually get this.
Access to the bottom side will deny a few more creeps before knocking this one down.
First brick, also be a lot of gold over to Kingen. 450 in his back pocket, no plates, so doesn't get upwards of 600. Will crash the bot waves in, and this is going to be a very tanky Ornn. And we talked about it in draft. GenG's only damage is coming from.
It was going to be tanky way ahead of schedule.
Have it coming from multiple sources.
Zeka one. Oh.
Not gonna get anything else there.
Hoping to get something.
Level 2 as well. It's going to be big if he tries to commit for the all-in. Meanwhile, on the bottom side, GenG trying to regain a bit of control of their own jungle.
Can they walk in? Red buff spawning really soon. I wonder if DRX want to keep this mid push so they can secure that. 1 minute on the next dragon, so maintaining bot vision is crucial. Zeka doesn't have the TP, neither does Chovy, so expecting Zeka to push out this or the next top wave, take a base, rejoin his team. Barrel's going to base for wards. Dragon stacking is everything.
Deft.
Here, but confident enough to
You have to dance around a little bit there.
keep throwing down damage. Thorn waiting over the wall. It could be Pioshik who's in trouble, has the ulti. Can go unstoppable if he needs to. Waiting in the mist, fishing for another opportunity. And this game from Pioshik has been clean. 7 out of 8 kill participation. This is a guy who we know is feast or famine. He can be the best jungler in the world, and he can certainly throw a few kills away. But today, most certainly in game 3, he has been showing up.
He really has. He's had a very tough year, Pioshik, being subbed in and out with Yuhan, having very inconsistent performances. But this series has been very good so far. We've seen his Kindred, his Viego, doing fantastic so far. 7 out of 8 kills. Dragon spawning in 10. Zeka's going to take the base. Barrel's coming out of it with wards. GenG actually just took a base as well. Top and bot lane in the Nexus Towers area, just running out of base. I think they'll be way too late to contest this dragon, so DRX should be able to pick this one up pretty easily. Will they look for a cross map? Peanut has Herald to place it on mid.
Yeah, they have make it first move. DRX is still sitting with first move on this map. This is second Drake, no contest. They can watch it fall, but GenG have nothing.
And you highlighted it again. The 2 players that matter on the side of GenG are Chovy and Ruler. And
They're going to get this mid-wave in, and they're pinging towards top side. GenG want to look for a cross map, but Kingen has TP. There's the Herald.
He gets put up. Oh, that's a jump on. Jeff is taking forever to die here, actually. He's going to actually get the... Oh, and he gets it. He gets it off. And here comes the flanker king, and he's going to get a one onto Ruler, but is there any follow-up? Ruler's able to flash away. Charge gets to go off. Herald's going to take off that turret. Take out that turret. He doesn't. It doesn't. Turret stays alive. But now it's just Lehens and Ruler to try to hold this down. And Zika's here. Zika's ready for this. Chovy's still just sitting topside. They're just trying to let him split push this off. But DRX know this. They know how GenG plays, and they're just going to push the envelope. They're going to outpush Chovy. That was a monstrous moment from Def here. The bailout. Into actually turning that into a kill. Zika. Under tower. You can go back in.
He's playing with so much confidence, this kid, isn't he? Zeka being picked up by DRX from the LPL, coming over to the LCK, just running away, just playing with so much confidence in the series. Doran really good.
Oh, they don't respect this. They don't even see it, I bet. Flash. Good move by Doran. Great start. A lot of damage, but the bailout. Gosh, that's insane.
He gets so low. I think he flashes out to the side here and then manages to escape in the top side jungle by recalling as DRX keep their eyes on GenG's bot lane.
Certainly. And the struggle is they have just barely enough burst to finish off Def. Without Chovy in the area, it becomes so incredibly difficult for them to get anything. The bailout going to be more and more valuable if GenG try to force these fights without both of their carries present. Chovy getting closer and closer to 2 items. Ruler just around the corner for the 2-item spike for Ezreal. Huge point of power in the game. Something that GenG can look to leverage.
Gonna ult the wave here, Kingen. This tower should
Let
be
wave
fine.
clear from him. He's trying to save this turret.
Just try to clear the wave. I don't think there's that much of a threat unless they hit the tower. Kingen's gonna land the knockup. The tower will die.
It's gonna be a lot of damage. Oh, the takeover's gonna hit it. Peanut's dead. Peanut's not dead? This is taking a minute. This is taking a while. Alright, he's gonna die. That's gonna be a flash out of King and just actually secure that. I don't know if that's worth it. Chovy's still here. Oh boy. Pishik's ulted over. He wants it. Chovy's going down here. This is gonna be it here. I'm sorry. But GenG, they're falling apart.
From this lineup coming into the World Championship, they're going to move towards mid here. There's no objective to get from these kills, but GenG, what is happening? They're falling apart. They're not finding any plays. Things are backfiring. Yes, Ruler's ahead, but the top side is in shambles.
You can see on the player cams, Peanut just doing his best to laugh it off. But this is not the team we expected to see.
Chovy doesn't look good.
There to a certain degree, but losing so many kills across the map, and in this exchange, perhaps overstaying their welcome.
Yeah, I think Peanut tanks with bombies here, so he actually picks up the tower aggro. A few shots hit him. He ults onto Kingen, so he does heal up a bit. Doran stops the TP from Zeka there, but it doesn't really matter. Peanut doesn't have flash, nowhere to go, walking into enemy territory. He has a blast cone, so he could get out here, and the fact that there's an actual chance for him to be able to get out, Kingen just uses the flash and gets the kill, then they collapse on the Chovy with no tower. Don't think he has the passive either. We saw him use it earlier on up against Zeka in the 1v1 when Doran had the TP in to save him. Side lanes being dominated by DRX, cross maps always trading ahead, 40 seconds on their sole point, and now they're looking for Doran. Doesn't commit the ult here, Kingen.
And Kadril, this version of DRX is terrifying. 4-11 the kill score against a team they had literally never won a game against until just 20 minutes ago. Now they stand 4K gold in the lead, 2 dragons up, 24 seconds till that next objective, massively ahead. 2-0-2, 2 items in the back pocket of Zeka. A similar story for Def. Pioshik as well now with the Blade of the Rune King. They are so incredibly powerful. Learn Chovy, 2 items as well. The Nashor's Tooth, the sustained damage is there, but Zeka not interested in facing them in the 5v5. Looking for Doran here in the side lane, pushing him away.
Uh-oh, Peanut. Oh no, Peanut's caught out here. It's gonna be a very good. Oh, there we go, Roller. There we go. That's what we're talking about. Def's dead. Cannot get anything. Cannot get anything. All right, there's a good move from GenG. Starting to get them together, starting to get their heads together. Turn, catch elsewhere. Hostile taker. Oh no, here comes the collapse here. Zeka's getting caught off there. Dorn's actually stopping this. Dorn's saving the situation. Tower goes down. Peanut needs to get away from the binding. The stun. Pioshik runs. Good flash. Pillar doesn't catch him. And now we're in sort of an even 4v4 here. Zeka in his smoke. Yep. Oh, here he comes through. Ruler's gonna be caught out, but Zeka wants him. He gets the land. He's gonna get the kill, and Zeka is on fire here. This is insane here. He finds him. He's got him. Double kill here. Triple on deck, but Chovy, can he pull us back? He cannot. Triple, quad, I think, on the side for Zeka. And that's an ace. This breakout performance from Zeka is MVP worthy.
Whatever it might be, anything with playmaking, he will deliver. And now DRX, 23 minutes into the game, 6K in the lead. They're going to get that third dragon from Deft on the bottom side. They're going to get the Baron from the other 4 members of the team. They are slaughtering GenG in the semifinals.
Don't think they can get the dragon here. Def doesn't have the confidence to finish it up, doesn't have the vision, and Ruler's coming out of base first, but let's look at that again. You think of this DRX lineup, you think of Def, you think of Def being the one leading the charge. He's struggling a little bit this game, but he's got rookies around him. Kingen and Zeka coming from KT trainees together in their friendship as best friends, convincing Zeka to come over to the LCK. And look what they can do in these fights, these rookies. No, we're gonna have to go back towards this dragon. Kingen looking for GenG. This is sole points for DRX. Zeka on the flank again.
I can hear my Evan. I know. I'm waiting for this to go.
They're trying to mark him as best as they can. Deft has no flash. Zeka has no flash. It's quick, hard to walk up. GenG have a little bit of range.
Keep your eyes on the ultimate and the shuriken flip from Zeka. If either of those connect, if he gets in a melee range, he will eliminate the carries. Hostile takeover, zoning away. Alti zoning away. Call of the Forge God used just to make sure that DRX can get the dragon. And now GenG staying in the area, just trying to waste as much of the time on the Baron as they possibly can.
They don't pull the trigger either. Once the dragon fell, they decided against finding the fight. DRX, 1 minute 45 left on this Baron buff. They've used it to get a dragon. Not so much towers yet. All the tier 2s are alive still for GenG. Upgrades coming through from the Yorn. We've talked about the amount of scaling that the Yorn can provide to these champions like Varus and Akali. But it's the skirmish-heavy mid-jungle that is GenG are just struggling so much to deal with. They want range, they want to poke you out, they want to chip you down from a distance, but DRX are not giving them a single inch.
Oh wow, Baron.
Constantly finding a way to get on top of them with
But they just snuck Baron?
and now it looks like
No, they got Baron after that other fight, and there was the posturing for Dragon replay, I think.
Zeka playing without fear. 10 pages in the book, the Magi is stacking away. Happily sitting in bot lane against 2 of the opposition. A slow, steady siege in the mid lane. GenG have to find a way to break this, but it is so hard. The ulti now connecting from Def, but there will be no follow-up yet. Breaking the tier 2, setting their sights on the bottom lane already. Zeka has the wave in. They are ready to collapse here on the bottom side. GenG forced to follow. Forced to be led around the map by DRX as they search for another tier 2.
good macro from DRX so far. I think they dropped a mid-wave there. They had a little bit more pressure on that next wave. They could have looked and stayed longer for that tier 2 bot, but they'll be happy with that. They're sitting on soul points. Similar situation to game 2. DRX can afford to just play the waiting game. Eventually GenG will have to fight them on this dragon. And when they do, that's when they'll strike. Magi's 10 stacks now for Zeka building towards the Void Staff. He is going to do so much damage. Level 16. One combo will shred through either of these GenG carries.
Yeah,
The only
live odds
damage
not
that they
worth it.
have is in this Azir and Ezreal. And DRX, we'll see how they set up. But for now, it's about patience. Taking their time and punishing GenG when they walk up. GenG building towards spikes, looking for Void Staffs, looking for Cyrildas.
Hoping to get those items on the board. Desperately need them. The Ornn so incredibly tanky already. Pioshik closer and closer to the GA. Making it that much harder to lock him down if you don't take into account the fact that his ult already going to make him unstoppable. Fearless as DRX step into enemy jungle, but Ruler still strong, still has to be respected. Pioshik and Barrel backing away. 2.5 minutes till the Baron spawns. 2.5 minutes to the Infernal Soul. DRX ready to fight for it. GenG need to take that objective away. It's so hard now for GenG, Cadril. This is a team, again, when we look back at their history, when we look back against their history, against DRX specifically, have come back from insane, nearly insurmountable deficits.
Yep.
But today, and here at Worlds, something feels different because this is not the DRX we saw in the LCK.
This is DRX's meta. You think of those games that they lost them in the regular season, the best example of that. Hang on a second. It's Peanut. Quick stun, bit of follow-up damage.
It's gonna be a good catch.
Stepping forward, Lahen's there to make sure Peanut can get out.
Yeah, best example of that is first round robin. DRX game 1 against GenG in summer. They played the Seraphine, Lulu Kog'Maw. They played supportive style. Deft was the only carry on that team, on that lineup, and despite getting leads, they still fell. But with playmaking on Zeka, with tanks and carries for Kingen rather than just being a frontliner, this amount of playmaking means that Deft is relieved from the amount of pressure. Beryl joining the team, of course, as well, gives way more communication. He can be a voice for DRX, where Deft can then focus on his game a bit more, relieve all the stress and carry that needs to happen to win these games. Offloaded to players like Zeka, who love to play skirmish heavy champs. And then you can see what he does with these fights.
Terrifying. Level 17. He shows up in your lane and you walk away. Already the Void Staff completed, no more stacks to the book because GenG will not give him the fights. Deft clearing out the wave as best they can. Again, it's not about these side lanes, it is about these objectives. We are 1 minute away from the last chance for GenG in this game. They cannot afford to lose another fight.
And they know that. They're trying to set up as quick as possible. Midwave's coming in. They need to push that one out, but DRX are going to be there to stop them. Doran is top right now. He's going to move his way down. He's going to TP in. Actually, they really want this midwave. They really
they're looking for it.
Over this bot side river. Baron spawning at the exact same time, though. They can't afford to trade, so they're forced into this bot side river. They'll get
They have to take that. They just have to give up Baron. Oh boy. Can they catch him out in transition? Keegan brought it down to half. Jovi's trying to catch him. The gold. The golden hour. Oh no, and Chovy might be caught in the middle of a problem here. Dorn needs to actually block Zeka out here, and Zeka wants to get into this fight here, but he's going to find Ruler, and Ruler's going to be able to flash over, but he's going to follow the heads, and that's Zeka just getting the 2. The whole back line is exposed. Chovy goes down, and now Doran just needs to run. And DRX, GenG thought they were going to be able to pull some go for Dragon and swing back and catch out Kingen, but DRX catch out GenG. And that's game. That's game. DRX are about to lead, are going to lead in this series, and GenG are looking to have collapsed. Plot armor on Deft is too strong.
Coming. I think that, like, I liked what GenG were trying to do with this draft, but I think DRX has a better draft. That's why I said with nameplates off, I'm like, don't like it as much, but I think GenG is really good at piling these types of drafts. It's Ruler's Ezreal. But
the individual levels of performance we are seeing from Zeka, from Pioshik in this game across the board, whether the Storm or the Lulu or
the collar blends in so well with
All right, do you guys want to pet the alpaca for DRX?
I don't know if that's like bait right now. I think we should wait. I think we should. I'm not.
Has it been earned yet?
I think the alpaca's still in the timeout room for now.
All right.
I think we're waiting.
Also, can we pet the Zeka somehow?
Probably. I don't know what a Zeka is.
It's a virus.
That's true.
Yeah, pet the virus.
Pet that.
No.
Sounds like a bad plan to me.
Certainly are, and it has been incredible game 3. Have to see how GenG.
Wow, maybe it'd be fucking insane if DRX made finals.
Yeah.
Yep. But the coolest thing is it'd be deserved.
Yep. Yeah.
It's not like it's not even that enemy teams are fumbling against them. Like
no, they're playing well.
They reverse swept. They come back from one game here. What would you suggest for a?
Go with Wolf. Via con Lobo.
Bring the cookies. bring the cookies back. All right. Oh my gosh.
Faker does things, you know, people get excited.
Woo!
Okay?
Imagine if DRX wins Worlds. Yeah, that'd be
right.
It'd be fun, man. It'd be really fun.
It'd be a great like Cinderella story. You
It
know?
would be the most probably unexpected Worlds winner in history.
Yeah.
It would.
Coming from 6th place.
It would, Monty.
In
It
LCK.
would. I want to hear what LS has to say.
Joe, we're going for broke. We're going for broke,
We're
Joe.
not maxing this.
Yes, we are.
I did it.
Guys, listen. Let these content look. If there's one positive takeaway of me trying to get really good profits for Twitch chat giveaways, okay, with these absolutely disproportionate bet sizes, literally just let these bets show that you will not get rich quick. Okay, you will not get rich quick. This is not a way to get get rich overnight. Okay, you will not become a millionaire over the weekend. Okay,
I mean, if GenG won,
you will lose. You will lose. Yeah, but even if we win this one bet, I mean, I would do another content bet on something else, and I wouldn't necessarily win that. The correct way to make money doing this is to do it with bankroll management, do it responsibly, and really do like non-high variance bets. You want to, like what Forrest does. And also doing hedging. That is the correct way to do this responsibly. What I'm doing is not responsible, but I'm doing it because I want to try to make a profit for stream so that I can give away money to viewers. But also I feel like it makes the stream
Yeah, it's really cool because I think the big thing for me for
Fine.
Pulsic is that
But also this last 78k bet should not have actually happened. That genuinely was a misunderstanding.
He has hands. He can develop as a player. And
Yeah, it's just like last game. I just thought Joe wasn't gonna actually bet it without a confirmation.
We started here, and then we're rising up a little bit.
Like the
and
dragon
now
thing.
we're here. No, it's been a very bumpy up and down road.
Guys,
And
minus
honestly,
170 is fine. Okay, do we do Twitch chat Tinder now?
in this game 3,
Sure.
Alright.
Okay, let's do it.
Just
Twitch
bet
chat
commentary.
Tinder. Time for Twitch chat Tinder.
Nothing interesting, nothing special.
We're gonna dive at level 3. We're gonna revisit it at 5 minutes. No, that's not a revolutionary play, but the confidence and coordination he's had with his lanes, their
No, for sure.
setups, that's not something they had all
I
year.
like
It's
learned a whole new
amazing.
language
There's also something to be said for not
just
making
to
it more difficult than it
vibe
needs
with
to
them.
be, right? And they are executing on the level that they need to. You talk about that aggression
Yeah.
and the mechanical skill that's behind it. And Mark, what it